What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This video is probably not going to be very long. We're just going to go over the head of this Bennche 500, MSU 500, everything 500 head. We're going to go ahead and loosen up all the valve clearances on this thing. We're going to take the cam out. We're going to inspect the cam. We'll inspect the rocker arms and show you guys what to look for. These things are very notorious for wearing the cam lobes off, stretching the timing chain tensioners, stretching the timing chains out, timing chain tensioners going out, causing these things to get out of time and run like crap. Now, if you got one that you starts up and idles pretty decent and you go take off and it hits 15 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour and it just flattens out, I'm almost guaranteeing that your cam lobes are wore off. I've helped quite a few people with that. So we'll jump into this one here, this head, we'll take it apart. I'll show you guys how to take it apart and teach you how to, what to look for on this. And there's a couple different ways to get the rocker arm rods out. So we'll look at that too. And see if you guys, see if this video helps you guys out. All right, guys, so what I got here, I got these off of Amazon quite a while back. You see them in previous videos. I'll leave a link in the description. But these are tappet adjusters, man. You got the small square, large square, and the flathead, 8, 9, and 10 mil. So I think this one is is it a 10? Yeah, these are 10 millimeters. So what I'll do, find a small square that fits that. Or is that the big square? Big square, we'll put this in here like so. And I'll just give it a couple good hits usually. Whoa, come back. And they'll pop loose. Now, I'll loosen this all the way up. And we're just gonna go ahead and back this guy all the way out. I don't care what the valve clearances were. We're gonna reset those. So on this one too, just spin it around. Might give it a pop or two. Same thing. You can back it all the way out and check them. And you can actually just replace the tappets on here if you ever need to. So we'll back those out. Flip this guy on its side. And what next thing we've got to do, we got to take and bend these little tabs down, and we'll take these two 10 millimeter head 6x10 bolts out, and that'll give us the access to the little rods behind here that they're covered up. So let me grab a tin. We'll pop those out real quick. All right, so we'll pop these two guys out. I actually got to bend those down first. Forgot about that. Let me grab my and a little screwdriver or a punch will work. Either or. I'll use a punch. See if it fits down in here. And we'll just tap these down and out of the way. Just enough to be able to close them back down again. If I can get this locker out and then get that sponge straight, and this guy here will pull out. If I can get it, my fingers in there, pull him out, and basically these two guys will cover up these two spots where a long 6x10 bolt's gonna go. You'll thread it in there and we'll pull those out. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my case splitter with these long guys here, and what I'll do, I'll thread it down into here like so, and then we'll just keep running the nut on here, and we'll slowly work them both out. Let's see if that one's far enough. Screw this one down here. Like I said, we'll thread it in, let it touch. Let me get this one out of here real quick. Flip this guy over here. I'll thread this in. You can also use a slide hammer. I just don't have a slide hammer with this size bolt and thread pitch on there. So I'll go down pretty far till it bottoms out. Screw this down till it touches. Same thing with this guy. And then we'll grab a 10mm ratcheting wrench. And then we'll just go ahead and start tightening this down. And what will happen, it'll eventually start to pull that sleeve out. If you got a really, really deep well socket, you can do the same thing. But you guys see it's working this thing up further and further, and it's going to pull that what we call I would call push rod shaft, or not push rod, rocker arm shaft. And then once we get that out, we'll go ahead and get our rocker arm. We'll have to kind of finagle it around because it fell down in there a little bit on me. Let me grab another magnet. There we go. There we go, look. And that's nice and smooth, no issues there. Now we know this is gonna be on the intake side. So we'll put this over here on the intake, and we'll go ahead and do the same thing over here for the exhaust. Now I could put my finger in here and loosen this back up. Sorry guys, batteries went dead on that thing again. The GoPro doesn't last very long anymore. All right, so let's tighten this one up. You can just use a regular piece of metal that runs across or a slide hammer. These things come right out. They just have an O-ring that holds them in place. But we're here, I want to check the cam. I'm not going to worry about the valves. They weren't leaking when we did a leak down, but I could definitely hear the piston leak past the rings in our earlier videos. Oh, my schnoz. There we go. Should be able to slide it out. So, see, we got both of those out now. Go ahead and twist them off the end. I'll leave that with the intake. I know this one goes on the exhaust. And like I said, it's just got a small O-ring on the end. And I just use my case splitters. I think it works really, really well. You know, that way, I mean, I would like to have it with a slide hammer also, but my case splitter works just fine for what's going on. Hasn't affected me getting anything in or out. If I can just get a few of these things out of the way to put it away, I'll be a happy camper. And that case splitter is from Alpha Moto off of Amazon. So now, let's get this other rocker arm out of here. Take a look at it. Now you can see, look at the wear on that. Look at the wear. I almost gonna guarantee this cam has wear too. You guys see that wear. Hopefully you can see that. Let me bring some good light down here. Big old notch wore into it right here on the exhaust lobe and out here. So let's get this stuff out of the way. We know that's intake, exhaust. Don't care about where that goes. We know where that goes. The cam now should just be able to pull almost straight out of here. You can put a couple bolts in here. Ooh, those are nasty. And pop this guy out. Oh yeah, I'm looking at I can see the exhaust cam from maybe. Yep, it's flat on top. Anyways, so let's try to get this guy to pop out. You can, like I said, take a bolt, slide it down in there. Hopefully this guy fits, so I have one that fits. No, let me grab. And just give it a little oomph. Bam. All right, so cam's out. Bearings are good because the cam spins really good. You guys could definitely see all the crap going on in the back with the burning the oil from that bad piston. But here we go on the cam. I just threw it down on the ground. If you look, this cam lobe is just wore off. It's gone. Intake wore off. Wow. See, that's why I'm glad I'm double checking these things, because these are notorious. These 500s are notorious for wearing the cam lobes like this. You can see it's not perfectly centered on the cam itself, those rocker arms. It's like a little bit off. But this guy here is not as bad as a little bit of wear, but you guys see on this exhaust, the exhaust lobes love to wear off on these things. Again, that is gone. So it's gonna need a new cam. We can double check the decompression right here. It goes in and out. Put my finger on it, in, out, in, out, in, out. So like it's just supposed to. So now we gotta order up a cam for this this Bennche or Massimo 500, because that cam is gone. This rocker arm is shot. It's a pain in the butt to get these. My last ones I got through Motorcycle Doctor. So I'll replace both of those since they're both been on the same cam and there is a little bit of wear. It'll have new tappets, and then the cam will be replaced. It'll come with a new bearing. So I'm not worried about anything else. So the guys, that's pretty much the simplicity of, you know, these heads. You have the intake and exhaust valve, the coolant temperature sensor, engine temperature sensor, thermostat if there's one in there. Most of these do not have a thermostat. And then that's the problem with the cams. Like I said, the timing chain stretch out on these things. The cam lobes wear off. And right there is another proof, cam lobe gone. What would happen as they get lower again, you'll accelerate and it'll just flatten out on the top end. So guys, quick, short, simple video. It's looking like it's probably gonna be about 8 minutes by the time we're done. Cams are pretty inexpensive. This is an older model, so I'm gonna see what I can find. I don't think the cams have changed really much on these guys at all. On the 500s anyways, they've been pretty much the same for years. But again, I mean, like I said, if you could see that, you could just see it's wore off. Wore off, done deal. So, yeah. All right, guys, so we got some parts in for our Bennche 500 over here. We got the cylinder and pistons, we got the rear sheave, and we have the airbox intake. I did order a cam. It is coming from eBay. They happened to send me an oil filter. Let me grab it. I had to file a claim with the company. They sent me this. They sent me an oil filter cutter tool for some odd reason when I ordered this and this, you know, proper, and they wanted all this other crap. Again, the reason we ordered the cam, if you can't remember, it is getting flat spotted here and right here a little bit. And then again, the rocker arm is completely, it's wore in right there. So if this is wore off incorrectly and this is wore off, you're gonna get the lift and duration is gonna be off in your cam. So that's gonna cause some issues. People are like, oh, you know, there's just a little bit, or it's minor. That little bitty bit there could do a lot on as far as lift and duration of that. As long as, and duration is the time it's open and closes, and the lift is how high it is. But anyway, so that's on its way. Here is part of the intake. Again, this is from Amazon. I'll leave links in the description. Remember, we did have a ripped intake boot. So here is this guy right here. Let's just get it out of the package. This one's actually packaged pretty nice. This is the second one I bought. I bought one quite a few years ago for another unit. Probably will need to be heated up a little bit so it does gain a little bit of shape. As you guys can see that, Got a new one of those. I forget what the price is. It's not very expensive at all. Wasn't expensive. So we got that guy to go on. Ooh, that's a nice Ziploc bag. I like to save my Ziploc bags when I separate parts out and everything. Of course, I think I showed this to you guys earlier in the video, but or not. Here is the new rear sheave for this 500. You guys remember it was all discombobulated. It would go back and forth, back and forth. So we got the new one right here. Just gonna clean that up, a little bit of brake clean, and I'll install that. I'll probably install that off camera, guys, so you don't have to watch me do that whole entire clutch again on there. And then we have a top end kit. A lot of guys are like, where do I order stuff from? Do I order it from Parts Boss? Do I order it from Motorcycle Doctor? The rocker arms I did get through Motorcycle Doctor. He's about the only one I know right now that I can find these at. I am in the process of becoming a service and warranty center for Massimo. But this kit here is from Amazon. Somebody had something to me in a previous video on my 700 build about the base gasket not having an oil hole in it. Well, the cylinder doesn't have that oil hole either. So that base, that hole, that was, even the one I just pulled off, didn't have a hole in it. So there is a hole in the crankcases, but there is no hole in the cylinder head itself. You guys see this package pretty nice. Got the rings, and those are definitely way thicker than what we pulled out. Wrist pin, circlips. Oh, piston's coming out the bottom there. Let's see here. There's the piston. Not bad looking. Again, the arrow will face the exhaust. And like I said, we'll wipe all this stuff down with a little brake clean, or probably acetone. Actually, I like acetone better. It doesn't leave any residue behind. And then you guys see the cylinder right here. 471 cubic centimeters, as it says. Well, you reuse the dowels and all that to put this thing back in. Again, you can see there is no hole in the cylinder for that oil hole in the crankcase to be actually operational. Again, there's not one in the gasket either. So check the fitment of this guy. I mean, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. That fits pretty dang good. I've had good luck with these things, and again, I will leave a link in the description. I'm actually going to wrap everything back up because it's probably going to be a few more days till I get around to doing that. I'm in the current process of working on some other stuff that I'm not shooting a video on, just trying to get some money in the shop and out. So again, guys, I'll leave a link in the description for all this stuff. It is from Amazon, and I have had good luck with this stuff. Some guys just don't like to use Amazon, I understand, but I hate to say it, cheap Chinese crap is sometimes just cheap Chinese crap, no matter where you get it from. If it's Amazon or if it's somewhere else, I mean, that's the way it goes sometimes, guys. I forget what the kit cost here. They're not very expensive, and I don't upcharge very much at all when I do put this stuff on. I do a little bit because I do put the money out. You know, like I said, you guys can just see I got another quad back here. That Suzuki video's coming out of that transmission. Got this little XL there. The Bennche's actually behind that. And then I got a video coming out on, not that, well, not that, but on a 03 Grizzly 660 that's sitting back over here. Yeah, there's a little bit of light. So again, guys, if you haven't subbed to my channel, please do. I'd really appreciate that. Leave some likes, leave some comments. I will try to lead you in the best direction possible. Troubleshooting the wiring on these things can be a nightmare. And like I said, hopefully soon I'll have a little more access to different units and be able to put out some more videos for you guys on the different units. So I'm going to, like I said, wait a couple days and we'll get started back on this thing. And you know, that's a great part about editing these videos. You guys don't have to wait a couple days. It'll happen right away. All right, guys, so we finally got our cam in for this. I think it's a 13 Bennche. What is it, a 13 500 high-slung motor. Took a couple different tries, finally got it in here. The first order from them, they sent me this. I mean, you might have seen my TikTok at Limitless Power Sports Service and Rep, or on my Facebook at Limitless Power Sports Service Repair that I posted a little video. Oil filter cutting tool. Ordered a cam. Got an oil filter cutting tool, don't know why. Needed proof, had to send him pictures. Finally got it in. So we got the cam in here. Pretty simple job. I've had a lot of people actually message me before this video has gotten out about how to get the cam out. So basically you guys saw that, so hopefully this will be posted sooner than later. But of course, once again, you guys can see on this cam here, 500, it's got the dot for the decompression and the dot for the cam there. We're gonna go ahead and take this off and pull the cam chain sprocket out. We don't need that on there right now. Just gonna buzz that loose. Gonna add a little bit of oil to the bearing. Let me grab my little bottle. You guys can use Molly Lube or whatever you want. I'm just gonna add some 1040 to it. I'm just gonna work it around, make sure it gets down in the bearing. So we know we have a little bit of lubrication on this guy before we start. Same thing with the cam in itself. I'll squirt a little bit inside the cam, down the back side, just to make sure we know we got a little bit of lubrication over the lobes and everything. And we want to make sure we keep this guy lined up. At some point, you know, this can pull in and out, and you will basically lose your little decompression guy there. If you guys can see, it goes in and out, in and out. So when it speeds up, it opens up and it drops out of the way. You no longer get compression or decompression. Let me grab a rag. It's been a long day already, guys. It's in the afternoon. I've already fixed a couple other motorcycles and ATVs today. So basically real simple. Take this guy and we're just gonna slide it back in there. Just watch the lobes when you do put it in there. Make sure it doesn't hit anything. Make sure it gets in that back bearing. And basically that's it. It's in there. I mean, it's that simple to get it in there. And then these guys are still greasy. So what we'll do, we'll grab, I did get the cam from eBay. I could not find one anywhere else at the time for this 500. I got my rocker arms from the Motorcycle Doctor, of course, off his eBay store. I wish he was still here in Missouri, but now he's in Florida. So we have these, and these are exactly the same. Doesn't matter which side. Tappets are already got tappets in it and everything, which is great. We'll adjust the valves while we're sitting here before we even put the head back on the unit here shortly. We still got to go through putting the piston and cylinder on. I cleaned the base gasket off of it. But anyways, so both of your rocker arms are the same. We're just going to rip the bag instead of trying to save it. I backed these all the way out. And like I said, you can just see the difference in the wear on that, how bad that is wore in there. Again, a little bit is a lot, guys. That changes that lift and on your valves. Even though you get the right clearance, it still changes that lift on the valve. So we'll go ahead and add a little oil inside of here. Same thing with these guys. I usually like taking a long, well, that's not long enough, but a long bolt, the 10x1, 6x10 bolt, put it on the end, go ahead and make sure the lobes are down, turn this guy the right direction it needs to go, and I'll come down here and I'll just look through the side, line it up, and just slide it all back in together. That one's in. I'll go ahead and take out the bolt. It's easier when you got the bolt in the end of it. So you're not trying to hold on to that little guy. This gives you a little bit of extra length to reach inside. Same thing with this one. Add a little oil. Spin it around. Slide it in. I'll look through the side, make sure it's lined up. I can get my hand in here. Let me put it in the right direction first. That'll help. All right. That one's all the way in. We'll take the bolt out. So cam's in, rocker arms are in, not adjusted. The next piece that's going to go in is this little guy here. I'm going to clean it up a little bit more. That one will go in and press against the rocker arm shafts. If I can, man, I'm having a heck of a time today. You stay there, quit rolling on me. There we go. There. This guy will go in after that. These are the safety tabs we had bent before. Had to bend those out. And then we'll go ahead and put some blue Loctite on these guys. We'd hate for one of these to back out and fall out down into the motor. Oh, that would be horrible. I mean, you can use red Loctite if you want. That's perfectly fine too. Hopefully you guys can see what I got going on here. Here's one. Two. Run this in a little bit nice and easy. And those are torqued down to 10 Newton meters also. Right now we're at 40. There's 10. 10. Let me get in here at a better angle to hold this head. And 10. And then we'll bend these tabs back up real quick. I just grab a pair of channel locks, very simple to do. Grab a channel lock, reach in here, and just bend that safety tab back up, like so. Ah! Too many cups of coffee today. So that's that's the easiest way to reassemble the head. I do got a dowel pin in there, which is not a big deal. And again, we'll make sure these are lined up when we go to put this back in. And you'll make sure that it's lined up there, and this guy will pretty much be perpendicular, straight up and down, and you have your dot right here. That'll line up with spot on the cam when you put the cam chain and stuff back in, and then when you put this sprocket back on, and that will hold these guys back in. Be careful not to drop these. Again, use blue Loctite or red Loctite, up to you. And these are also 10 Newton meters according to the service manual. And again, intake and exhaust, we're going to set at 5 thousandths. On this model, check your model. It may vary. Most of them are 5 and 6 thou. So it says 5 thou on this one. And I'll grab this little set that I have here. And I know I don't need to be on TDC or anything like that, because the cam is facing down and the timing marks are facing up correctly at that little dot right here. So we can preset these outside of the unit. That way we don't have to battle it once it's in there. Hold this in place. May have to screw that down a little bit. Double check it, hold it. Little up there, nope, little bit tight on the tight side there. There we go. That's nice, nice drag. Spin over here to the exhaust side. Same thing, I'm gonna run this nut up a little bit. The good part is it has brand new tappets on here. That's going to be great. A lot of your tappets, they'll start to, I don't know if you can see it on here or not. I'll try to spin that in enough to, or take it out actually. They'll start to wear at an angle from rested on there. So these guys start, you can see how they start to wear. They can go bad, so pay attention to that. Once you guys get your rocker arms out, check the arms for wear here, check your tappets for wear, make sure they're not bad, check your shafts, check the O-rings, all that good stuff. All right. I'll leave a link in the description for this little handy dandy tool that I use for doing valves. Some guys don't like it, some guys do. I like it for the tappets. That feels pretty good. I think it might be a little loose. Let me throw a 6 in there real quick. This is when you need a set of go, no go out here, but I cannot fit a 6, so it is at 5 thou, maybe a little bit above 5 thou, but you can't fit a 6 thou in there, which is good. So again, guys, that's the disassembly and assembly of the head. When you get the head on, the torque specs for the head bolts are 38 Newton meters, and I believe 10 to 12 Newton meters on these also. And make sure, like I said before, that you line up the dot on the decompression with the dot on the cam, and then also the dot on the cam sprocket, all line up, and that will go with that dot there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to end this video on the head, guys. I just want to put this out there for you. I will be continuing the video of us putting the rest of the top end back together on this and how to time it properly. I'm going to pull the gas tank and that side cover off so you guys can see the timing marks. It's a lot of extra work for me, but I'm going to pull it off to show you guys a proper way to do that. And that way, that way it's on video, it's the proper way, and you guys can see that. That way nobody's saying, oh, he's skipping around. No. Sometimes I don't do stuff on video because it's just easier for me not to record it and have it in a way, but I'm going to try to do the full video. You don't have to see me pull the gas tank out, but I'll show you that side and how you time it up, and we'll put the motor back together. As always, guys, I I cannot say that word. I cannot say the word anymore. I appreciate you guys tuning in. And again, I forget how many 90+% of you guys who watch my content are not subscribed. I would appreciate it if you do subscribe to the channel. Give it a video a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Also, I am becoming a Massimo service and warranty center, so I will have a little more insider information for you guys on parts, and I'll have more access to different UTVs and ATVs and all that good stuff that they have. So I'll probably have some videos on go-karts, UTVs, a little pit bikes, and all that good stuff. So hopefully, and I'll have some access to the 550s and thousands and so on and so forth. So hopefully we'll have more content coming out. Again, I'm a lone warrior in the shop, editing, trying to get you good views, and the deal with the black line, that's because of my lights, but not changing those. They actually, I'm here to make some money. So again, guys, I appreciate it. You can find me on Facebook at Limitless Power Sports Service Repair. You can find me on TikTok at Limitless Power Sports CERN Rep. You can email me at limitlessports78@gmail.com. Drop a comment, man. I'll answer you guys back as quickly as possible. But again, this is a very common problem. And again, guys, I will be a Massimo Service and Warranty Center. So hopefully I can get you parts if you need parts. And diagnostic tools and a little more insider information, guys. Again, I appreciate you tuning in, and I will catch you on my next upload.